This is Notation Review for Intermediate Algebra, Part 1. This is questions 1 through 6. Question 1 is 15 and 64 hundredths divided by negative 3 and 4 tenths plus 9 squared minus 30, the square root of 36. The instructions say, use proper order of operations to simplify this problem. Order of operations tells me to do parentheses first, but I don't have any parentheses that can be combined. So the next step is to do exponents. Exponents include both my square and my square root. So 9 squared is 81, and the square root of 36 is 6. Now I do multiplication and division from left to right. 15 and 64 hundredths divided by negative 3 and 4 tenths is negative 4 and 6 tenths. That would be plus 81 minus 6. If I just put all of that into the calculator, I get an answer of 70 and 4 tenths. Question 2 would be simply to multiply 2xz squared minus 7x to the 6th z squared. And then I have z to the 4th. I want to multiply the coefficients of 2 and negative 7. And then I want to take all of my x. This is a base x. It would have an exponent of 1. This is a base x. It has an exponent of 6. So I add those exponents. Then I do the same things for the base of z. I have a z squared here, a z squared here, and a z to the 4th there. 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. This would be x to the 7th power, z to the 8th power. That is my answer for number 2. Number 3, it says that I have 4x to the 4th times 9x to the 5th y. And they have said that a student got 36x to the 20th y. And they want to know if there is a mistake, what is the mistake, and what should the correct answer be. Let's start with what should the correct answer be. If I worked this problem, I would put my coefficients of 9 times 4 together. I would have x squared plus 5 because I have 2 bases of x, so I add the exponent, and then I have y. My answer should have been 36x to the 7th y. They have 36x to the 20th y. We can clearly see that the problem is with the exponent of x. So, my choices are the coefficients were multiplied instead of added. My coefficients were done correctly. Choice B, the exponents of x were not applied to the coefficients correctly. The exponents of x should never be applied to the coefficients. The third choice is the exponents of x were multiplied instead of added. That sounds like a really good answer, but let me read D. There is no mistake, the problem was worked correctly. Well, we can see that there is a mistake, so our choice is C. I multiplied instead of added my exponents. And then the last part is to type the correct answer. And so this is your correct answer. Number 4, write in standard form the line passing through the points 2, 4 and -1, 6. Okay, before I can write an equation of a line, I need a slope. So I need to remember that slope is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. I'm going to use 6 minus 4 over -1 minus 2. That gives me a positive 2 over a -3, so my slope is -2/3. Now that I have my slope, I'm going to try to use y minus y sub 1 equal m times x minus x sub 1. That gives me y minus 4 equal -2/3 x minus 2. This gives me y minus 4 equals -2/3 x plus 4/3. I need to add 4 to a positive 4/3. I will put that in my calculator and I get y equal -2/3 x plus 16/3. This is in slope intercept form. The question asks for standard form. For me to go from this to standard form, I need to get x and y together, I need to have no fractions, and the x needs to be positive. So I am going to add 2/3 x to both sides. And I am going to get 2/3 x plus y equal 16/3. Then to get rid of the fractions, I'm going to multiply by 3, and everybody gets multiplied by 3. So my answer is going to be 2x plus 3y equal 16. All you have to do is type in the 2, the 3, and the 16. The rest of the problem's already in place. Number 5. It says I have the point 3, -3, and I have the line 2x minus 3y equal 7, and they want the line parallel to the given line going through the given point. When I am asked for something parallel, I'm asked for the same slope. So let's go find the slope of the line we already know. I'm going to start by subtracting 2x from both sides. I'm going to divide by the -3. So the slope I am using is going to be positive 2/3 x. All I wanted to know about this line was what was its slope. I'm not going to use it anymore. I need to deal with the slope that I've been given and the point I've been given. I am now going to use y minus y sub 1 equal m times x minus x sub 1, so that I get y minus -3 equal 2/3 x minus 3. This gives me y plus 3 equal 2/3 x minus, when I multiply the 2/3 to the -3, I get -2. I simply subtract 3 from both sides. The answer to part A of this question then is y equal 2/3 x minus 5. They ask for slope intercept form. Part B of this question asks for standard form. Again, to get standard form, I've got to get x and y together. I do that by subtracting the x from the side with the constant. That gives me -2/3 x plus y equal -5. Then I need to make sure that the letter in front of the x is positive. I'm sorry, the number in front of the x is positive, and I have no fractions left in the problem. To get rid of my fraction, I'm going to multiply everybody by 3. To get rid of the negative sign, I'm going to make it -3. -3 times 2/3 is positive 2x. Then when I multiply here, I get minus 3y equal positive 15. And this is the answer to part B. This is standard form. I think we are ready for question number 6. Question number 6 says that I have the point 7, -9. I have the line 7x plus 4y equals 6. And I want the line perpendicular. That means that I need an opposite sign and a reciprocal slope. So I need to find the slope of this line first, and then I'll figure out what the opposite reciprocal of it looks like. I subtract 7x from both sides to give me -7x plus 6. I divide by the 4 in front of the y. I get y equal -7 over 4x plus 6/4. I'm not really interested in the 6/4. I'm interested in the slope. I want to use that slope to find a line perpendicular. I said it had to be the opposite sign, so I'm going to have a positive, and it needs to be a reciprocal, so it's going the opposite direction. So the slope that I need to use to come up with a line perpendicular is positive 4/7. I simply use the formula y minus y sub 1 equal m times x minus x sub 1. So that gives me y minus -9 equal 4/7 x minus 7. Y plus 9 equal 4/7 x. And when I multiply to -7, that leaves me with -4. I subtract 9 from both sides so that I get y equal 4/7 x minus 13. That is slope-intercept form, and that is the answer to part A. Part B asks for me to find the answer in standard form. I do it just like I've done the other two answers. I'm going to subtract 4/7 x from both sides. I'm going to multiply by -7 so that my x turns positive and is no longer a fraction. That gives me positive 4x minus 7y equal positive 91. And that is the answer to 6. Look for part 2 for more of the questions.